My name is Total Biscuit, and I suck at Starcraft 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Total Biscuit, and I suck at Starcraft 2. Here's another episode. So, what I've been trying to do over the past week or so, I've not really had a lot of chance to play, but I've been reading up on build orders and trying to improve my playstyle in general, and just doing a little bit of practice. So, in this video, I'm going to show you a match between myself, Total Biscuit, in the red, as the Protoss up in the top right of the Zelnaga Caverns, versus Delmeister, who is in the blue, with the Zerg down at the bottom left. Now, he employs a rather unusual strategy which can be called the 9 pool, i.e. he goes for a spawn pool on 9 supply. You can see there he's got 9 at the top of the screen right there. He's not producing anything, he's just pumping resources until it can get 200. Now, like I said, this is not usual. The usual time that you would build it in a very safe build would be to build a pool on 14 supply, because by that point you're actually earning enough in terms of your economy to spend on that and not have to worry too much about sacrificing economy later on in the game, because otherwise you can screw up the amount of resources that you bring in. So he's going for pool on 9, which is less risky than pool on, say, 6 or 7, which is... that's the classic... I say classic, StarCraft 2's barely been out for any time, but it's the classic Zergling rush in StarCraft 2. Build a pool on 6 supply. That means you just have 6 of the drones. Keep mining. Don't build anything, and then build spawn pool when you've got 200 minerals. Lets you get Zerglings out really quickly. In this case, he's gone for the pool on 9 plus 1 gas extractor, which means that he's not risking it as much as he would be otherwise, but that's still quite nasty. Now, what I've managed to do as a result of him delaying this instead of going for a 6 or 7 pool is I've gone in with my scout right here, and if he was going for a 6 or 7 pool, it would have probably been out slightly earlier than that, and honestly, I might have got screwed over, because there come the 6 Zerglings right here, and I'm going to try and chase the probe down. Now, in the meantime, I'm thinking, well, what can I do against this? So, thankfully, I decided to build my gateway and my pylon quite close to my ramp there, so I thought, right, I'm going to block it off completely. I'm going to wall in with a gateway and put an extra pylon behind there, because those Zerglings are going to be forced to pick the weakest target. The weakest target is the pylon. So, if they kill the pylon and I don't have a backup pylon, then I can't produce any units to kill these. Now, what I did also decide to do is, like, is he auto-attacking? Yes, he is. I was able to draw the Zerglings away from the ramp for a little while before he realized what was happening. It's like, oh, crap. I'm actually chasing this probe, but I really should be heading in there. Now, that gives me a little bit of extra time. I was chrono boosting out my zealots right here, and he's got 6 Zerglings to go in after the pylon. He decides, well, what am I going to go for? Am I going to go for the gateway? It's got lots of shields? No, of course not. I'm actually going to go and target the pylon, which is a much weaker thing. My second gateway's now up, and I've got a 3rd zealot on the way. And what I do try and do here is actually block off this little area with the zealots to stop them coming in at all, but I do fail, and they are able to get in. However, 3 zealots, plus the amount of probes that I've got, means that I can do a hammer and anvil approach on those guys. I mean, I did some good damage going past, so they're pretty injured. And then it's like, right, I'm going to sandwich them in with the probes there. I might lose 1 or 2, but here come the zealots from the rear, and crushed. Now, what does he do in response to this? Because he's got his queen up, which is nice, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't have anything else to defend it with. Now, at this point, I'm actually thinking he maybe went like a 6 or 7 pool. I wasn't paying too much attention to how many drones he had specifically, but I'm thinking, that's very early Zerglings. Maybe he went 6 or 7 pool. What's the best approach? Well, I'm going to go in as quickly as I can with what I've got and hope that he's got nothing. As it turns out, that's kind of what he has. It's a weird thing, because he then decides to go to lair, which is really odd. I mean, you'd have thought he'd be expecting something, and he prepares here with spine crawlers, but it's way too late. He should have built straight away, and as you can see, my zealots are coming in, and those spine crawlers are not going to get anywhere. Now, this strategy could work against 6 or 7 pool as well, but you have to scout a little bit earlier. It's entirely possible to do that walling. What I would recommend just on a map like this is, if you're going to build your pylon and your gateway, build them so that they're sort of partially blocking off the ramp. And then what you can do is, if you do see a 6 or 7 pool coming your way, or some kind of rush, then you can wall off completely. And if you defeat the 6 or 7 pool, then all you have to worry about is really taking those units and slamming them right back into the Zerg's face. And the Zerg won't have anything to counter it by that point. See, I've got 5 zealots in his base. What's he going to do? Absolutely nothing. He almost gets a spine crawler up. But even if he managed that, 5 zealots is going to take that down so fast. He get off a couple of shots, no big deal. 6th zealot moving in there, and then that's good game. So yeah, it's not a defense against a 6 pool, but it is a defense that you can adapt to using against a 6 pool. Let's go back a bit, and let's see if I could have done that any better. Let's assume this was a 6 or 7 pool. So, we'll zoom back a little bit. Now, he's building his drones here, which is fine. I haven't scouted yet, because I don't tend to scout until after Pylon. Building Pylon on 9, which is... it's the right kind of time to do it. I mean, I've been trying to learn the timings correctly. You can see there that I'll be able to get a probe out, and I'm not going to hit a supply block. So that's the most important thing. I'm not going to be stopped by my supply limit. And I save my Chrono Boost until after the actual Pylon goes up. So, like, hey, look, I've got the supply, Chrono Boost, here we go. Now, what I should have done here is scout straight away. I didn't. If I'd scouted right here, I would have seen this. Yeah? And if he was going 6-pool, I'd have definitely seen that. So what I would have done is, as I say, plonk the gateway down right there, and then try to wall myself off. If it was a 6-pool, what I would have had to do is try and do as much damage with... I might have got 1, maybe 2 zealots out maximum. I would have thought 1. Considering the runtime across here, I'm thinking 1. So, if I wall off with, say, if I dump a second pylon down there, and I've walled myself off, he's going to have to batter his way through there. I get maybe a zealot out, and then I've got to rely on my probes. So, if I can do a little bit of damage as he passes with the zealot, and then sort of try and crush them between the zealot and the probes, then it's good. But also bear this in mind. If you throw your probe straight at the 6 Zergling attack, surely that's exactly what the guy wants. He wants a duck shoot. And that's exactly what it is. So what you want to do is try and actually micromanage your probe so that you run away from the 6 and you're able to get maybe another zealot out. Use the zealot to do as much damage as possible. If they're not focusing on the zealot and they're chasing your probes around, you can micromanage your probes. Maybe leave a couple back as sacrificial lambs. And once you've got enough units, you can then kill the 6-pool. With a little bit of micromanagement, two zealots should be more than enough to kill those 6 Zerglings. As it happens, he went for this 9-pool approach, which didn't work. I managed to scout it out, and I got the warning. But yeah, against a 6-pool, you do need to scout earlier, and I would recommend, straight after the pylon, send your probe in and have a look. And then, hopefully, you'll be able to spot the 6-pool and counteract it accordingly. Again, using a wall-in strategy, and also by micromanaging your probes away from the Zerglings until you have enough units to kill them. Save your Chrono Boost as well for a situation like that, so that at least you can then pop out Zealots quickly. My name's been Total Biscuit, and I suck at Starcraft 2. I'll see you next time.